I didn't think I would be recording this. This is a very spontaneous video. But I just saw something that shocked me. The Toronto Raptors won a game. Okay, like, that doesn't sound that crazy, considering the Raptors, in history, have been a good team. But they were on a 15-game losing streak, and they won a game. And to all the teams in the NBA, there's a lot of great teams in the NBA. There's a lot of horrible teams in the NBA. There's a lot of mediocre teams in the NBA. But you know who they beat? The second seed in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Toronto Raptors won a game to end their losing streak against the Milwaukee Bucks. And you might be a little confused now because you hear me talking about this and you might, depending on what the title is, you see the title and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Hear me out. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to win an NBA championship. As my phone is, that's great. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to win an NBA championship. I'm locking it in right now. You know why? Okay, first of all, from the beginning of the year, the Milwaukee Bucks were contenders. They were like cemented as contenders. And it's because they traded for Dame, they got that final piece, the perfect duo for Giannis, and now they're looking even more dangerous than they were in the past few years. And the past few years, they were like a top 3 seed every single year. So I'm just saying, So the Milwaukee Bucks have been looking amazing. And then the season starts, and they're good. They're not amazing, but they're good. They're solid. Not exactly what was expected. Adrian Griffin coming in as new coach. Not working out perfectly, but they're good. They're a top 2 team in the East. Adrian Griffin fired. Doc Rivers hired. And see, when Adrian Griffin was still the coach, I was even locking it in from then. I was thinking the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win an NBA championship. I just see it for some reason. Something about their team. I just see them winning a ring this year. And then they hired Doc Rivers. And my expectations went down a little. Because Doc Rivers has a history of... Because this video is heavily based on the script. The NBA script. The NBA, it's a joke on social media all over how sports leagues have scripts. So it's like to make things more interesting, to get TV ratings, you know what I'm saying? There's a script. So for example, LeBron coming back 3-1. That was part of the script because it was a crazy moment. Prolonged the finals of 7 games. More money for the NBA. What else has been part of the script? The Heat as an 8 seed, making it all the way to the finals. If it really was part of the script, they probably could have won. But Jokic is just, Jokic is just built like that. He's so good, he goes against the script. But you get what I'm saying. You get the idea of an NBA script. And now you come with the Bucks. And I was seeing the vision with the Bucks they weren't amazing in the regular season. Dame was slightly a little disappointing, a little less than what we saw in Portland. And Giannis was still amazing, but the team wasn't as good as we thought it would be. It seemed like the Celtics were up here and the rest of the league, including the Bucks, was like down here. Or I should say the rest of the East. So that's when people were doubting the Bucks, and that's why I thought, yeah, the Bucks are 100% going to win a championship this year because people are doubting them, and watch what's about to happen. But then Doc Rivers gets signed as the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. And I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. And even still now, people can be like, I don't know. Because Doc Rivers has a track record of not being the greatest coach. And there's all sorts of memes going out when Doc Rivers got hired of, oh, the season is over. Doc Rivers is a coach. The season is over. We're done. We're cooked. It's over. And I can see why, because Doc Rivers has like I said, for the 3rd time, he has a track record of not being the greatest coach, particularly in the playoffs. It's like the Doc Rivers curse. I don't know what the specific name for it is, but it's how he's blown a lot of 3-1 leads. He's kind of like Chris Paul in that instance. Him and Chris Paul were kind of related as playoff chokers. Guys who could get to the playoffs with great teams and then sell. And Doc Rivers hasn't won a championship. I mean, Chris Paul hasn't won a championship at all, but Doc Rivers hasn't won a championship since, I think, with the Celtics years and years ago. And then, yeah, it's been a lot for Doc Rivers, especially with the Clippers, with the Sixers. Yeah, it's been rough. And now he's over the Bucks, another Eastern Conference powerhouse with a MVP caliber player. And yeah, see, the thing with Doc Rivers, he's the only reason why I doubt the Bucks winning a championship. Because when you look at it objectively, just from a basketball standpoint, the Bucks are a top 2 team in the East. They have debatably the best player in the NBA, a secondary star who really shouldn't even be a secondary star. He could be a primary star, but he's the secondary star because Giannis is Giannis. They have Chris Middleton, who's there as a sidekick, a Robin, I guess, but he's not even Robin anymore. He's like, what, Batwoman? I don't know. But my point is, they have a great team built around them. Brook Lopez, DPOY candidate. Malik Beasley, 3-point contest shooter. You get the idea. They have a great team. You know this. The Bucks are the Bucks. And objectively, they should be a contender. But now, of course, people are doubting them, especially because of what's been happening recently. The Bucks are in a 3-game losing streak. And as I said earlier, one of those losses came against my Raptors, who were on a 15-game losing streak. I still can't believe that happened. But, I mean, we're tanking. But still, like, the Bucks losing to the Raptors is not something I'd see today. Literally, the last game the Raptors played, they lost by 48 points. Their worst loss in NBA history. Or no, in their team history. So it's not looking good for the Raptors, and they still beat the Bucks somehow. I could actually look at the stats of that game, but I might do that later. And the other 2 losses came against the Wizards, one of the bottom 2 teams in the East and in the league, and the Memphis Grizzlies, a team without their star in John Morant, and they have also been one of the worst teams in the NBA this year, at the very least in the West. So it's not been looking great for the Bucks over recent games, but this is exactly why I think they're going to win a championship. Because the way the NBA works a lot of times is at the beginning of the season, there will be a lot of good teams, good players, some hot starts, a lot of great things going on. But the thing that really dictates what will happen in the playoffs is what comes at the end of the season. Or it dictates most of what will happen in the playoffs, at the very least. Because if you end the season hot, you're going to go into the playoffs hot. And that's what usually happens. We'll see a lot of teams go on end-of-season runs and then make some noise in the playoffs, and stuff happens, and it's very interesting for the NBA script. But when it comes to the champion, that's not always the case. With the Denver Nuggets last year, I remember the MVP race, which is another conversation for another day. But the MVP race last year was Jokic and Embiid and Giannis. And it was still undecided until like the last few weeks of the season, when I remember one specific game, Jokic played against the Spurs, no Victor Wembanyama. It was just like Trey Jones, Keldon Johnson, and MMSL. And they lost. And Jokic was not looking very good. They were exploiting Jokic on the defensive end of the ball. And that's what really decided the MVP. Or not really that game specifically, I guess, but the rough stretch that the Nuggets had to end the season decided the MVP award because Joel Embiid won it. And then, in a few months, the Nuggets won an NBA championship. All the doubt, all the haters did not matter because Nikola Jokic was amazing, Jamal Murray, amazing, the rest of the team, amazing, and they won. Now looking here this year with the Milwaukee Bucks. They are on a 3-game losing streak against 3 of the worst teams in the NBA. 3 teams that are actually tanking specifically this season. I don't know about the Grizzlies, but the Wizards and the Raptors for sure tanking. And they still lost 3 games. Which is why I think that the Bucks are going to win a championship. This is when you'd expect people to doubt them. You'd be like, oh yeah, people, they're not doing very good. This isn't looking good for the playoffs. They can't beat these teams, so they're going to be able to beat the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Thunder, any contender, I don't know. But you get the point. It's not looking good. And especially after last season, the disappointment they had when they got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs by an 8 seed. I mean, to be fair, it's the Heat, and they're one of the greatest 8 seeds of all time. But still, it's not supposed to happen. They're a 1 seed. They're the best team, and they were the best team in the NBA last year, or at least regular season-wise. So it's not something that's supposed to happen, and it happened. And now, this year, you come into it and you're thinking it's not looking good. When I saw this game on the schedule, I saw Bucks versus Raptors, and I was like, oh, if the Bucks lose this game, they're winning a championship. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to win a championship. The Milwaukee Bucks will be the 2024 NBA champions. I'm calling it right now. If I'm wrong, hey, if y'all want to give me a bet in the comment section, sure. If I'm wrong, then I'll do whatever the top comment. No, I'm not gonna. But I'll pick a comment if y'all comment. If y'all comment. I mean, if y'all comment. But I'll pick a comment and I'll do whatever dare you guys subject me to. But yeah, I think the Bucks are gonna win the NBA championship. And the reason why, because all the odds are against them. They've been losing against bad teams. They lost against the 8 seed last year. They have Doc Rivers as their coach, who's known as a playoff choker. Dame was a little underwhelming this past season, so I think all the pieces are in the right place for the Bucks to make a surprising comeback and become the 2024 NBA champions. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I should go to bed because I'm sick, and it's like 10 p.m. But you know, we can give it up. I hope y'all enjoyed. I don't know when this video is going up. Hopefully, like Sunday. That's what I'd hope. It's not going up to Saturday, but yeah, hopefully Sunday. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you. Subscribe, you know, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Bye.